guys know, for the month of February, like I said, I will be giving you a new historical black figure every single week. So right now we're going to be doing the Tuskegee Airmen, aka I like to call them the Red Tails from the movie. But yeah, without further ado, let's get straight to it.
Deemed by the War Department as inferior to whites and unable to handle the intricacies of modern weaponry, black soldiers were relegated to support roles. Flying fighter planes was out of the question.
It was thought, over the objection of Hap Arnold, who was in charge of the Air Corps at that time, that blacks didn't have the ability to do complicated things, or leadership, etc. We knew that was wrong.
Like, how can you even think like that? Like, how can you think that somebody that is essentially doing the same thing that you're doing can't do the same thing that you're doing? Like, you see it I guess they wouldn't see it every single day, but it's like they work just like you, they drive cars just like you, they cook just like you. What makes you think that they can't shoot a gun or fly a plane? Like, they might not know how to instantly, but nobody would. Like, you would need training. Like, that's really crazy that their mindset was they can't do it because they're dumb. Imagine if that was still going on today. If people just thought, oh, you can't do it because you're dumb. They wouldn't even be able to know how to do it unless somebody taught them how to do it. So why couldn't they teach us how to do it? Like,
pressure from the black press, the NAACP, and even his own wife. President Roosevelt relented in 1939 and ordered the civilian pilot training program to be open to black students who wished to become civilian pilots. In December of 1940, the War Department followed suit and appropriated $1 million to build a suitable base to train black airmen at the Tuskegee Institute in Alabama.
You know, funny enough, I used to want to fly planes. Like, I used to want to be in the Air Force and flying planes, but I heard that you have to have 20/20 vision in order to fly. So, and I don't have 20/20 vision, but if I ever get rich and you guys start seeing me post videos of me saying, oh, I'm flying my plane today, or you'll know I'm rich when you see that I'm flying planes. That's all I can say, because that is a hobby that I really want to pick up on, but that is expensive. Even to learn is expensive.
They called the effort to train these men an experiment. The men bonded immediately, imbued with a sense of common purpose and racial pride.
Although the Army didn't believe in our capability, they didn't change the training standards, and that was a plus for us, that we were able to meet the standards and perform successfully.
Yeah, that's good, because they could have easily changed it, and then if they would have messed up, they would have blamed it on that. See, I told you they're not ready. I told you they're not ready. This, that, the third. Well, I know if I was in this at that time and I got selected, man, I'm studying hard. I'm showing them, like, I feel like every single one of them felt like they had a chip on their shoulder, and they had to show them, like, heck no, we could do this. Like, not even just for them, but it's just showing everybody, like, all the black people, like, we can really do this. Like, we're gonna prove you wrong.
And World War II gave us a chance to go into combat units and do a first-class job, so that the larger population would realize how silly and stupid segregation was.
In April of 1943, the first full squadron of African-American fighter pilots, the 99th Fighter Squadron, received orders for deployment to the Mediterranean Theater of Operations. By June of 1944, the 99th had joined 3 other all-black fighter squadrons. Together, they comprised the 332nd Fighter Group, known to history as the Tuskegee Airmen.
Dang,
the 332nd continued flying escort for bombers through the rest of the summer of 1944. Their reputation for disciplined and effective fighter escort grew.
The Stars and Stripes, which is a military newspaper that came out every day, would talk about our missions. and they would talk about the all-Negro 332nd Fighter Group and how they had protected the bombers and how we were doing such a great job in protecting the bombers.
The 332nd flew mission after mission, protecting bombers of the 15th Air Force as they struck railroad bridges in northern Italy and oil refineries in Romania.
Dang.
They were sent all over Eastern Europe to strafe airfields and marshalling yards.
Okay, this is a little off topic, but how does a man think of like a nuclear bomb? How does a man think, man or woman, sorry, how does anybody think like, oh, let me make a bomb to destroy certain cities, certain states? Like what makes you think of that? I guess war, but it's like where do you even get like the knowledge to even know how to make a bomb? Like, it just makes you wonder.
By war's end, the 332nd had downed 108 enemy aircraft,
Dang.
received 744 air medals, 150 distinguished flying crosses, 14 bronze stars, and 1 silver star. But despite the accolades for their efforts overseas, the Tuskegee Airmen returned to a segregated America, indifferent to their achievements.
Right. Same thing with
Coming
Muhammad
down
Ali.
the gangplank from a boat that brought me back to the States. And at the bottom of the gangplank is a sign that said colored troops to the right, white troops to the left, separated again. And at that time I said, well, you know, this is a pity.
But the war efforts of the Tuskegee Airmen would not be forgotten.
Our experience dispelled the myths and biases that had been a part of Army policy on our capability and how we would be used, so it brought about a change.
In 1948, by order of President Harry Truman, the armed forces of the United States were integrated. The war record of the Tuskegee Airmen in the skies of Europe had shaken the foundations of entrenched American racism. This small but resolute group of African American men, refined by hardship, danger, and adversity, had proven the fundamental injustice of a segregated military.
Bro, I know that adrenaline rush is probably something insane flying those planes.
You've got to know inside that racism is wrong. You've got to know inside that you have the capacity like anybody else. And when given the opportunity, you will overcome.
We'd accomplished something important once given the opportunity, and the importance that this shows that it's not happenstance of birth or color of skin that's important. It's really what Martin Luther King really gave our country, content of character.
Yeah, this was a good one. I hope you guys like this one. It really makes me want to go watch Red Tails again. I can't even lie to you. So I most likely will watch it sometime this week. If not this week, this month for sure. But yeah, I hope you guys liked the video. Did you guys know about the Tuskegee Airmen? If so, comment down below. And I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, y'all. Peace.